Hey guys, so I have not vlogged in a very long time and I'm so sorry. Things have been crazy. Um, so it is Thursday, September 27th, and I haven't vlogged in like 3 weeks, and I'm so sorry, you guys. I think things are finally calming down a little bit, and I think I might be able to start vlogging again. It's been kind of difficult because I usually have my aide in my room with me, and today I actually have a sub for her, but she is currently working on some stuff. So my kids are at specials. They'll be at specials for a while because our Thursday mornings are pretty easy and laid back, and I'm working on planning. Yeah, not much has changed. I have a lot to get to. Currently working through our Kinderphonics alphabet, letters A to Z set. So we just talked with the letter J yesterday. We'll talk with the letter K. So I'm getting ready to plan for that for next week. We've dug into our writing workshop time. That's been going well. I am using the Deanna Jump Kinder writing curriculum, and I really am enjoying that. I think that's really a good curriculum. And so, yeah, I've also been using the Phonological Awareness Systematic Curriculum by Tara West. That is going well. It's covering all of the topics we need to. They've really figured out, like, they're getting better, so much better at rhyming words and syllables and beginning and ending sounds and things like that. It's been awesome. Yeah, I've just been really pleased with the way that the things have been going this year. I have restructured my math time. So my hands are so bad. They're so dry and cracked. So our math time is now, I do not teach a whole group lesson. It just wasn't going well. I found out that I was like spending way too much time passing out materials because it's so hands-on, this curriculum, which I love, but I just didn't like the way that it was flowing for me as a teacher, and I didn't feel like I was getting, like I couldn't work with my low kids because they were in the middle of the rug and I couldn't reach them very easily, and that's kind of my fault. I put them in the wrong place, but even if they were on the outside of the rug, I would be spending so much time with them that I wouldn't be able to focus on my upper level kids either. So I restructured it so that our entire math time, our math lesson, since I have a full-time aide, I teach the math lesson, which is amazing. So I just split them into groups of 5 based on their level for math. They meet with me. Usually I have my low group first, and so they meet with me first. Except for my high group, they have to meet with me last, and that's just because someone has to go last. And so my high group doesn't really need me before they can do the activity sheet. And so I just can give them more challenging activities because they've already done the activity sheet, which is how, okay, so let me finish explaining. So they meet with me, and then I send them to Jewel, my aide, and she helps them. She goes over the worksheet with them, the activity sheet, make sure, checks for understanding, make sure that they got the lesson, and she gives me the feedback like, hey, they didn't quite get it on the worksheet like I would have liked. And so it's been amazing. It's pretty straightforward for her. All she really has to do is give them the directions on the worksheet. I'm the one that's teaching them lessons still. And so I'm doing some checking, as they build things at the table, and I can see each and every one of them and point to them and help them, and it's been awesome. I really love it. Getting them set up for their centers has been a little bit of a challenge because we introduced tablets, but they're figuring it out, and they're getting the hang of it, and I'm less and less needing to support them and help them in that. And then, next week, I will get a volunteer every day during our math time. And so then I can have that support for those kids who maybe can't do some of the activity centers by themselves. And so that'll be great too. So yeah, I've really, really loved how it's been going. Yeah, and then our center time for literacy has been going better. She's helping with sight words, my aide is. So she reads a sight word, they read a sight word book with her. And we only see them every other day just because that way I have smaller groups, but they're all reading with a teacher every single day, which is what I wanted. So either they're reading a sight word book with her, or they are reading a leveled book with me. And it's going so great, and I am so thankful that I'm doing kindergarten this year. I love it. So I've got all these centers ready for next week, because next week is October. So we got all our Halloween stuff out, ready to put into center drawers. And yeah, I'm really excited. So I'm glad that I'm back into vlogging. Hopefully I can make this vlog long enough so that it's not like meaningless. I'll try and get some filming done. I don't know what I'll be able to do because it kind of depends on what my aide's sub is doing. I really don't want her in here when I'm filming. But I might be able to film like after school a little bit. We'll see. I do have, oh, I should have gotten him out. I'll show you the apple activity we did yesterday. It was super cute. So I'll film that. It's in the hallway, so I won't talk during it. But basically, we learned about Johnny Appleseed because yesterday was his birthday. We talked about how he was a real man. John Chapman was a real man, but most of his stories are tall tales. But, you know, he is important to fall time because he did help kind of start the spread of apple trees a little bit. At least that's what they say. So we did talk about him. And so we decided to do a little fall activity with it. And then next week we're going to talk about fall leaves, and we'll add some leaves to our wall display out there. I think it'll be really fun and pretty. So yeah, I'll show you that. I'm just getting stuff ready for next week, planning. I just planned out the writing portion of next week and my phonological awareness portion. We do have an author coming next week. It's pretty exciting. And we'll have that book added to our library. And yeah, we're working on names, writing names. Some of them are getting really good at it. Some of them, oh my gosh. That's another thing that we do during our small group time of guided reading is we just do name practice because some of them have to have individual support, and it has been a nightmare with some kids. So yeah, I guess that's all I have to say right now. I think I have science planned out. We're doing a bunch of fall activities for science, which will be fun. We're doing some Scholastic News, which, oh my word, I love Scholastic News, you guys. I've used it with 4th grade and I liked it a little bit. I didn't use it super well. But this year, with the Promethean board, you can get like the games going and they can all interact with it. It is awesome. I really am enjoying it. So if you don't get Scholastic News, it's something I would recommend because it really does cover a lot of our science and social studies subjects. Like the first week of school was all about school rules, and even though we already did that, it was great to have that extra support and that extra like resource. So I would highly recommend that. But yeah, I'll catch back with you guys in a little bit. Okay, so my kids are at lunch, and I just got done with reading groups, which was great. We are working on the site word the this week. So I'll show you my daughter's because she has, it's right here in front of me. So here's the book. And we stamped the word the. And it was our first time using stamps. So it was a learning curve, but it was fun. So she stamped the word the. Next week we're introducing some new sight words, and I'm hoping that they will be able to retain it. It is pretty early in the year for them to be learning sight words, I know. But when you have to get through over 100 in a year, you've got to start. And the more we practice it, we go through them every single day, we review them, I have flashcards, and so every morning we go over them, we read them, we spell them, things like that. So hopefully with repetition, they will catch on to it. So now I have this big, massive mess on my desk from guided reading, which is fine. And then we're going to come, when they come back from PE and music, because we have lunch, and then they go to PE and music. And when we come back from that, they will have guided math. And so I'll have to set up for that. But I need to finish planning my week first. Because we are going to Breckenridge this weekend for like a visit thing that we have to do. And we're going to go see the leaves and things like that. So my weekend's going to be pretty packed. So I'm not going to be able to come in on Friday like normal. And so I might come in on Sunday. We'll see how I'm feeling. Guys, I'm in Breckenridge with my family for the weekend. And we found this park. And it has this amazing rope swing that like never stops swinging, and it's so comfortable. So that's what we're doing. It's been pretty fun. We just took a drive to the mountains and saw all the leaves. Although most of the leaves are gone. That's okay, we're here for something else anyway. So I'll see how much I can get filmed this weekend, but yeah, we're enjoying life. I'll stop filming so you don't get sick. So we're on top of a rock. Say hi. We're on top of a rock in Breckenridge. We're
taking a video.
We're videoing now.
Video. Or you want to run here?
Hi. We're so high up in the air.
I want to get down. Daddy! Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Oh. Never mind.
She's got it. So here's our view. It's gotten chilly. We went and checked into our hotel. It's really nice. It's DoubleTree. It's huge. I'll show it to you when I get back. And then, sorry if you can't hear me, we decided to go on a walk. So we're by the river and it's really fun. So it's getting chilly, as you can see. I think I said that a minute ago actually. So we're gonna see if we can get across the rocks. I think the better place to go across, Nick, is over there. Oh, they're getting their feet wet? The girls are gonna get their feet in the water again because they're crazy. So, yeah, it was cold, remember? You didn't like it. Let me show you. Stocking cat in winter, her puffy coat, and she's got her feet in the water. She's a crazy girl. There was some beavers swimming around earlier, but they're gone.
Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, girl. Now you got soaked pants.
It is slick.
Well,
There's moss right there.
there's moss on all of the rocks, you goof.
But this is the place where there's moss.
Well, it's a good thing we're about done with our walk. We're going across the bridge. Hi! Hey guys, so we are back from our trip to Breckenridge. We literally just wheeled into town and my husband has to do something at the church. It is 4:30 and I figured I might as well come in, get some stuff done today so I don't have, maybe I can get it done so I don't have to come in tomorrow. So I'm here and I'm seeing what I can get done. Our trip was awesome. It was so much fun. We had gone for one of those timeshare tour things. Didn't have a lot of high hopes and expectations for the timeshare thing. We've been to a few of those before, just because, you know, you get the free trips out of them. Hang on, I'm going to multitask while I talk to you guys. But it turned out this one was different than most of the ones we've gone to. And we've always, like, thrown the idea of timeshares around before, or just, like, the time, you know, where you own part of a business and whatever. And We like the idea, but it was just never feasible for us. Well,
Mom,
what?
can I take it out?
Yeah. This one was different just because of the way that it was set up, and so we decided to go with it. Morning, guys. Look at that sunset. See if I can get it. Or that sunrise. Look at my disgusting propane tank. Isn't that gorgeous? Let me see if I can focus on it. It's a beautiful sunrise. So, I'm getting ready to go to school, and thought I'd show you that before I head out. I have to go in early because I didn't get this stuff done this weekend. So, see when I get there. Okay, so I'm at school, and I'm going to get my room set up. It's a mess, a big mess by my table. This is my aide's table. Her table just, it's gonna have to stay like that. So I'm gonna unstack chairs and clean up my area, and hopefully we can get going quickly because my kids will be here in about 35 minutes. Lunchtime. It's 5 till 11. We eat an early lunch. And my kids are, Jules just took my kids down, and so I'm eating my shake. But I usually used to go down to the teacher's room for lunch, and I still like to do it. But I feel like lately I just need to have some time to recharge and reset. I don't know, something's been going on with me, and I just feel like, sorry, pull my pants up. I feel like I can't wrap my mind around the day if I don't do this. Something's been off. I feel like I'm rushed and I'm not ready, not prepared. So I like to use this time to just, first I'd take a minute and just sit back and just enjoy my shake. Not really think about anything. Sometimes I play games on my phone or check Facebook on my phone or something like that. I just need me moments. So that's my me moment. And we get 40 minutes for lunch, which isn't bad. And then my kids do go to specials after that. But my specials time, I'm usually in high gear, trying to get done and caught up. And a lot of times teachers come in and talk to me, or I have meetings. I have my PLC meetings some days, and so anyway, I don't get to use it to refocus myself, recenter myself. So that's what I'm using this time for, and hopefully it'll help me to recharge for the rest of the day, if that makes any sense. So I'm just looking through my afternoon. It's pretty straightforward. I do need to look at my lesson for math. I think I told you this earlier. I love how I've restructured my math time. It is working awesome. I can't even tell you how great it's been going. I feel good about it. I feel like they're getting it better. They're understanding the concepts because I'm teaching it in small group. Even though I have 5 or 6 of them, they're really, it's clicking a lot quicker, And those kids that are higher, I can do more with. And those kids that are lower, we can slow down and I can like do something different if I need to for that group, which is why I did it. So today, they were looking at worksheets. I need to get some centimeter cubes out, I guess. Oh no, I'm doing that page with me. So this is what I do. I just look at my lesson, like plan out what I want to do. Or I already have it planned, but I mean like remind myself of what I'm doing and then have them get the materials out that I need. Because with kindergarten, it's a lot of hands-on stuff. It's just how it works. I might do some quick assessments for today because I don't think it's going to take me very long. I need to start entering grades into TS Gold, and I think that's a great way to do it, is to just start entering do some quick assessments, some informal stuff. So this morning was a little bit different just because we had a special author. So when he told me that he might schedule this morning, he saw the visitor. We had an author come in. She's actually the sister of one of the volunteers that works in my classroom, and she's from Vermont. And so she was visiting, and she's a children's book. She's actually an all kinds of book author. Like she's done adult books, she's done poetry, she's done like lower children's authors and intermediate children's authors. She's done a wide variety of books. And so the one that she read today was one that she wrote called Hey, Hey, Hey. So it's Heyheyhay, because she grew up in Vermont and I'm assuming they did a lot of hay baling and stuff, and they must have had some livestock. And we live in a ranching community, so it's a great book for our school. So we're going to get that book from her because it was really a cute book, and the pictures were great. And she didn't do the pictures, she did the words, but the words are awesome too. I was very impressed. So I'll try and like leave a link to it down below. I believe it's on Amazon. I might look and see because I think I want to get it for our classroom, because when an author comes to visit your classroom, it's cool to have a book from the author, especially the one that they read in class. So let me go ahead and look it up and see if I can find it, and then I'll show it to you. So that was this morning. She did like an entire lesson on how hay's made, which was fun. My kids knew that it was from hay. She was like, actually, she's done all intermediate grades, and she said, you're the first that actually knew that it was from grass. So I'm like, well, that's cool. So yeah, Hey, Hey, Hey. Here's what it looks like. So Hey, Hey, Hey by Christy Mahaly. She's the author that came in. It looks like that. It was a super cute book. So if you live in an area where there's farming or ranching, I would suggest this book because it was pretty interesting, pretty cute. So I'm going to go ahead and order it so that we have it. And it's a great one for when we talk about farming and ranching too. So yeah, that's what we did this morning. We learned about the letter K. We did some new sight words, reviewed the old sight words. We didn't get a lot done this morning because she was here, but we did go over the letter K, which was the big thing I wanted to do. And I did introduce our new sight words. We had 4. And then, we did like phonemic awareness stuff. Like we did syllables and we did rhyming words today. So we actually got quite a bit covered for considering we didn't have it. And then we went to recess, and then the author came, and then we did our small groups, our reading groups. And it was a little interesting today because I didn't have pull out today because she was in a meeting. And so I didn't have I had to come up with a plan for those kids because I didn't find out that she had pull out or she wasn't pulling them until 10 minutes before centers. So I'm like, oh no, what am I going to have that group do? So I did come up with something for them. Thankfully, it was pretty easy. And yeah, I need to replace my centers for that, my reading centers. So we'll do that this week somehow. And then I did get my math centers ready. So I'll show you those because I think those are pretty interesting for you guys to see. And when we get back from lunch and PE and music, they'll go straight to centers because now that we've reformatted it, they just go straight into it. We don't even have a calendar time, and actually I love it that way. I like calendar, I think calendar time is important, but they're so board. I need to come up with a better way to do it. I don't know if I might try and do calendar on the Promethean board starting like January when we come back from Christmas break. Because they've kind of already developed a routine now. And I like that they have a calendar in front of them, but I think it is important to keep it continuously entertaining. So we might do part of it on the wall and part of it on the Promethean board. So if you have any suggestions for that, let me know down below because I would love to hear those ideas. So anyway, so I'll go ahead and show you my math centers that we have going on this week. And I'll just show you next week's too, I think. It's the next, I don't know, maybe I'll show you next week. I have both ready, so that's good. That means I don't have as much prep work this weekend. If I can just start doing 2 weeks at a time, it'll really help me out. I'm supposed to have volunteers come in this week too, which I like volunteers, but I forget about it, and it's a lot of prep work to figure out how to get them to work with my groups. So today we are building perceptual subitizing with numbers 2 to 5. That's what we're working on. So I tried to center my groups, my math centers around that. So let me show you those. So here's my first center. So what they're going to do is they have these mats, and this was, I believe, oh yeah, this was from Adapaglue Will Do. If you guys don't follow her online, you should, because she always puts out the greatest free centers. So anyway, there's those little spider webs. They put that number of spiders on the web, and then they trace the number with their marker and erase it. So I only have 3 colors in here. I'm not sure why. I'm going to get more. This one is called Candy Collector. So they count the candies, so 1 and 1 makes 2. And they write it in, because we have also been doing some addition work. So there's that. So that'll be tomorrow's center for this one. This is number 3. They're going to do, normally I do Play-Doh, but I'm not going to do Play-Doh because our Play-Doh is drying out. I need to make more. So they're just going to trace these numbers as well. And then they each have a container of counters. And they put those counters, so if it's 10, they put 10 on the school bus. Then this one is called Draw and Tell. So it says I grab a card and tell how many there are. So I look at this and I see 7, and then I grab my worksheet and I find, this was A, so I find A and I write a 7 in A and I fill in the spots on 7 in A. This one is Pumpkin Patch. So you pick up, they pick a pumpkin card, they put that many pennies next to it, and then they have a paper that they fill out as well. So they each get a little container of pennies. I need to get pencils in that drawer, looks like. I'll do that next week. This one is Grinning Ghosts. They lay the cards face down, and they do like matching activity, and then they can write the number when they're done with that. This one is Race to, or Connect 4. They've done this one in group before, so I thought this would be a good one to review. So they roll 2 dice, they work with a partner, they roll 2 dice, and they have cute little Halloween calendars in there, and they cover up the number that they roll when they add them up, and then they can, whoever gets 4 in a row first wins. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm just putting this together so they know that the groups, the colors go together for partners. This one, they do Play-Doh seeds. So like this is an apple, so the ones, they put 1 seed on there. They do draw 1. And they have a bunch of different ones in there. So yeah, those are the activities for this week. So we'll do drawer 1 today. So I need to get more markers out for that. Hey everyone, so it is Tuesday. Hang on. Alexa, stop the music. So it is Tuesday, October 2nd, and I am just coming on to let you know how my morning went. So we just finished up with our small group time. I did some like word building. We did some word building and we did some reading, and it was, you know, a repetitive book. But right now what we're doing is we are learning how to tell the difference between words and letters and how to track with our fingers. And so it's a very repetitive book, but at the same time, those repetitive books can be very helpful for learning how books work, how words work, but then they feel like they're being successful at the same time. So it was, you know, a boring book, but it taught them some skills that they needed to know. Change map to sap. Change map to sap. Nice job, ladies. You did it. This. Say this. There is the word is in there. Let's read the first two words then. This is, and that next word is my. This is my what?
Family.
Family. Nice job. Look at the next page. Look at the next page for me. Uh-huh. What's that first word again? This. What's the next word? This is my family. Turn the page. I did teach the letter L today. We talked about that and did our activities that go along with it. And then we did a writing activity where we talked about topics that they can use to write about. Writing has been a little bit of a struggle. This class is like zero confidence in themselves with writing. And I don't know if it's just because it's early in the year or if they haven't had any experience with it. It's been a struggle to get them to start writing more so than it has before. So that's something that we're just working on. And I've told them, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be spelled right, but you have to at least try. And, you know, like even if you don't know how to make the letters, you can at least try lines. I think I've talked to you about that before. We use kid writing. And kid writing works great, especially to start off with. And so, yeah, we did that today. And I don't know. We just have to practice that and work on that some more. And then we obviously did more phonological awareness activities, reviewing rhyming words and reviewing syllables. We did some word building. I did my morning message. We talked about putting CVC words together. We practiced listening for sounds and things like that. And that kind of just reinforces what they're already doing at literacy groups. So I showed you in our guided reading group time that they do word building. And so I like word building because it gets them to really start listening to the sounds, and they can hear similarities between certain words and how certain words have the same sound. So if you know that tap is, or not tap, if you know that sat is spelled S-A-T, then you can figure out mat is spelled M-A-T. So I just like it. You only have to change one sound. Again, it's been kind of a struggle for some kids. Some kids are picking it up way quick. Kids who aren't even in my high group. So that's been encouraging, but it really does reinforce those sounds and how there are sounds hidden in the middle of words that we have to listen for. We can't just hear the first sound and the last sound and put it together. We have to make sure we have the middle sounds in there too. So that's been a good process for them, and it's been good for me to see it. Hat.
Belly.
So
And
neck,
your hat.
belly,
Neck.
hat. Oh, but when you start your hat, start here and go this way. Okay, so start at your dot and go this way. Your neck. Your neck. So now try it by yourself. So we have neck.
Is it a big straight line down in the
Wrong way. Let's try again. Okay. So when you're doing it, here, you hold it and I'll guide your hand. What hand do you write with? Okay. So you're going to do neck,
Gage did this.
belly,
Gage did this.
and then a hat. Okay. All right, guys. So it's the end of the day on Tuesday. I'm going to keep this video short because I'm tired and I want to go home. And I'm grumpy. I had a really rough afternoon. I had some pretty naughty boys and just found out that I'm getting a new student tomorrow. So I'm trying to get everything set up for that. So I moved names and because that had to be done my student names on their tables and got everything ready for him, which is a lot of stuff. So I'm just, and it's not that I'm getting a new student, it's just everything else that's happening on top of it. It's 5:35. All I want to do is go home and lay down. But nope, get to go home and get to make supper. Urgh, sorry. Negative feelings today. My girls are just ready to go home too. We're all ready to go home. So I'm probably going to end the vlog here. You saw earlier in my video that my math center time. So I wanted to make sure I included that in this video. Normally we do more hands-on activities and not worksheets, but the lesson was centered around writing fives and counting with fives. So that's why we did a worksheet with it this week, or today. So as you saw, fives were a little bit of a challenge for some of my kids, for a lot of my kids, but they got it by the end of the lesson, thank goodness. And our math test is next week, so we'll see how that goes. So anyway, that's it for this video. I am going to stop it here, and then I will show you Thursday and Wednesday and Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday on a different video. So catch you guys in the next video. Bye.